Hello. Yeah, everything seems to be working as intended. That is good. Let's start that. Load on these. That. Oh crap. Obviously, there's something that's gone absolutely wrong with me. Always forgetting to load more doses into my blessed flask. Fill that up. Now it has full dosage. And where there is my sailfish. There we go. There's nothing in it. Now there is. Private encounter. Fastest. Good stuff. Poisons. And all that, obviously. There's too small amount of slots available on the Revo. Let's activate that actually. Here we go. Now it's looking like something that it should be looking like. Although we do need to activate the prayers. Let's have our first joke then. For Valentine's Day I decided to get my wife some beads for abacus. It's the little things that count. Okay. I guess. Our current log. 23 shields. 15 elixirs. Still just the 2 sigils. Missing. And only 2 sigils gotten. So no dupes there, which is good. Am I again not gaining any persistent rage here? I have to take a look at that. Or keep an eye on it, really. Okay, white berries. Now let's see, do we get any? We do. But we also... well, actually... yeah, let's swap it out. Makes our management of adrenaline a little bit easier. Activate the toys. 3 heals and 3 prayer points. Of course, activate the book as well. Gives us that tiny little bit of more edge. Okay, that's Mystic Cloth. I really am not getting any. The sound effects. Yeah, well, music is irrelevant. Yeah, that seems quite alright right now. How do you make a waterbed more bouncy? You use spring water. Obviously. Now then. Okay, mystic staff. Okay, and that. No. And we'll have it there. Spec. And boom. Cats respond better to women than to men, probably due to the fact that women's voices have a high pitch. I believe so too. Cute recognizes cute. Just watermelon seeds. Nothing too much fussed about that. Not much fuss there, rather. Spec, yes, nice things. Let's have another one. How do you make a hanky dance? Put a little boogie in it. Mahogany wood spirit. Works. Works well. Let's queue up the spec. Hello Reaper. How are you doing? Happy to see you here. How's the daily clue going? I, for once, well, I'm still actually at Corp. I went to Nex yesterday just to have a look at if I could get any Virtus pieces now that they're sky high in price. And on my first kill I got Perdix body. And on my second kill I got Virtus wand. So Nex is really just trolling me at this point now that Virtus is a good thing to get. It gives me Pernix or the Virtus pieces I don't really need. Oh, you quit RS3 for a bit, it burns out now. Well, that's fair. We all have our periods of non-playing because we feel burnt out by the game. I also have had these periods of time. Most notably, during the last time I had a major break in playing. That's when the Elder God Wars dungeon was released. So when I came back, the game felt completely new again for me. And to be fair, I haven't even touched any harder arc laser than just one mechanic laser. Zack I have completed, and Croesus I have 100 kill count on, and Zabarak I have been carried through a couple of kills, but nothing more than that. Oh yeah, and the current log as it stands is 23 shields and still just the same sigils as there are. No dupes there. Just 15 holy elixirs and the pet's still there. Well, perhaps we take a sip of that blessed flask, so we don't run out of these. Nice little things called prayer points. Why do valley girls hang out in odd-numbered groups? Because they can't even. They just can't even. Yes. Hello, Corp. Have you found something else to play that's drawing your attention more now? More hides. My auto tanner's never gonna be empty from input. And that's just from drops alone. Look at that. Okay. More of that. British cat owners spend roughly 550 million pounds each year on cat food. Raw sharks. That. There's no need for advertisement of shady businesses in my stream chats. Absolutely not. Okay. A regent bracelet. More Ford assembly. I've just been reading a book about anti-gravity. It's impossible to put down. Yeah, that and that. At the boxing match, the dad got into the popcorn line and the line for the hot dogs, but he wanted to stay out of the punch line. Okay, any droppers? Nah. Nothing more than stone spirits. Ducklings, like other waterfowl, learn to communicate with each other in the eggs and try to hatch at the same time. Okay, limpwort root. Let's have another joke then. Don't buy flowers at the monastery, because only you can prevent florist friars. Okay. I get that it's supposed to be a pun on forest fires, and that only you can prevent them by that bear thing. But I don't know what a friar is. The first cat show was organized in 1871 in London. Cat shows later became a worldwide craze. Hello, Matthias. I don't check out for a couple of days and suddenly you have half of the Corp log finished. Well, that is what tends to happen, right? You go dry for a long time and then Corp decides to even out the drops to your kill count. But then again, I'm again one kill count less or off the next drop. Or how would you rather say it? 1,700 corporeal beast kills popped up now. Would mean that I should have 3 sigils and like 20% into the... No, sorry, 40% about into the next kill count sort of amount towards the next one. And the current log looks like 23 shields, 15 elixirs as the most updated one. Because as you know, every time I get a log ration drop, that's when I well, update the log that's there. Also, the new layout of me having my webcam over on the right hand side corner and the chat overlay above me is a suggestion made by Ryan. As in, it's less intrusive to the gameplay. What creature is smarter than a talking parrot? A spelling bee. obviously. Let's have one of these too. I don't play soccer because I enjoy the sport. I'm just doing it for kicks. But it's over the inventory interface now. That's true. You can't really... Yes, you can't really win in every regard. Actually, let's try. Let's try this thing. Here's the webcam. Let's unlock it. Let's put it there. Okay, then I would have to like look at my OBS so that it looks like I'm facing the center of my gameplay rather than look at the actual chat. Because now that I look at the chat, put it right in the middle, okay? Let's try that then. But that's not good either. Because then I would have to... hold on. Yep. Up there. That's not good either. Hold on. We'll figure this out. If we put it here, we'll have the logos. We have the inventory. But if I summon anything, it will be on the familiar. But that's okay. Nobody gives a crap about the familiar anyways. Yeah, let's lock it there. Why not? Let's have it there. Crystal streaming as well. I'll go have a look at how she does it. Back in a second. Well, I kind of already did the thing. Crystal has it right above her game chat. And her camera pointed so she looks inward to the game screen. Yeah, well, I sort of came up with the compromise of putting me on the spot where my familiar would be if I summon one. So I was almost on the right place anyways. I was just a little bit too much to the side. Uh-oh. Why am I taking so much... No, I am still overloaded. I am not darkness. But why was I even taking that much damage in the first place? That doesn't make any sense. Whatever. What? You will cease your buffoonery. You will die now. And drop me the last 2 sigils in a double drop. That sounds good, right? Or not. Is there a reason you have the brick wall border, by the way? I mean, if it's just style preference, then fair point. Actually, yeah, there was a reason for it. Back when the biggest reason was, well, back when I used to stream Pokemon from the Switch, the Elgato software itself left black borders that I wasn't able to cut out in any other way than to minimize the game screen itself, and that way get the black borders off. So in order to actually do it so that it wouldn't just be a black border all around, I wanted something in the background. So I decided that I want to create an atmosphere of like a comedy show, like a stand-up comedy. Well, these places where you have the open mic nights, you know, with the neon, purple neon brick walls and all of that. That was sort of the atmosphere I wanted to go for. So that's the background I then picked, or well, rather I put in Google search images for brick walls and added the purple effect myself then. Yes, Michael Lordrop right here. But also it is a part of your personal branding, which is a huge part of being a content creator. There we go. And more of these. Okay. Queue up the spec this time so that I actually do it right on the money, right on the go, as it spawns. Because you need the Statues Warhammer spec, and you need Smash ability to put up enough affinity counters, 7, for Corporeal Beast to have 100% hit chance for you. Otherwise your hit chance won't be 100%. Even if you're using a spear. Sorry, Maze. So, Seribot doesn't like your spammy ad services. And I do not intend to unban you either. Okay. Spec. And one. Instead, have one of these if you're still here. Your mama's so fat that Thanos had to snap his fingers twice to make her disappear. Huh? Where did it go? Ah, seeds. Obviously. Straight into the inventory. Right. Some of these jokes are actually right on point. Some of them go right over my head. But then again, that's mostly because I'm not a natively English-speaking person. Also, there are references that are just not something that I've encountered myself. So that's the big part thing on those. Can we have a sigil now? Happy face? Or do we need to wait until a 3000 kill count to get the next pair of sigils? Oh yes, and by the way, I upped the ante for each bond being given away to 10 followers. Because last week I gave away 3 bonds when they were at 5 follows each. How do trees get on the internet? They log on. And I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging about it, but that's a side effect of it. The real reason is my wallet can't take it. Getting too many followers is a good problem to have. That is very true. It is a very good problem to have. Especially for a channel my size. Absolutely. And I'm very grateful to have it. Then there's streams like there was yesterday. I thought I would have cut the stream in short after the first hour yesterday, but then all of a sudden there were 4 followers at the very last minutes of that hour. So I decided to extend them, because why not? I actually had viewership then. And that just came like out of nowhere, really. Like up until that point I had 0 viewership, and then boom, 4. Some days be like that though. This furniture store keeps emailing me. All I wanted was one night stand. Not from a raid. No, the raid came afterwards. It came on... was it 1:35 about? The Scraggies here raided me. And after the stream, actually, I remembered that I forgot to shout him out for raiding me. So today I will shout him out, I suppose, thingy, at some point. I haven't decided yet. I would really need to have some sort of automatic shoutouts for raiding people set up. I need to look into that, actually. But I won't do it right now, I'll do it after stream. I do have the shoutout command already set for Nightbot. So that shouldn't be too hard then, I hope. Cannon is topped up. Spec is queued. And Vuln is thrown. I have one more. We've had that done. Got any other gains apart from the Corp log progress? Not really. There was this one day when Ryan wanted me to show how I do normal mode Sanctum, because he had been struggling with it, maybe. So I went and did a few runs of normal mode Sanctum. And he learned that you are actually not you do not need to kill the side snakes at Vermix for the boss fight. You just need the 3 tiles on each side and then just DPS down Vermix. That same day I also got Perfect Kesalam normal mode done, and Perfect Nakatra done. Other than that, I have had no other like gains. And yes, it felt nice. It did feel a bit bullshitty though, because it's just normal mode. Although I am not able to do hard mode Nakatra, which is the whole reason I haven't been doing hard mode Sanctum on stream either. I feel like that's coming at some point. And out of Sanctum, I only have a perfect Kezalan hard mode and perfect Makatra hard mode left as combat achievements. Once I get those, I get the Grandmaster achievement for Sanctum done as well, all in the same SWAT. Cats have been domesticated for half as long as dogs have been. Learning it on stream might be fun. True, but there's also a possibility of me just screaming at the screen, very butthurt after I fail, which could happen. But that also means that I have to be, at least for that stream, I would have to be sober. I tend to get a little bit more emotional if I'm drunk. And yeah, I need a new graphics card. One that's actually an RTX card. Because the RTX cards come with built-in green screen mechanics, rather than just having this virtual one that's a plugin for OBS. Because as you can see, it flickers from time to time. And no matter what slider I adjust in the settings there, it just won't stop flickering. How about now? Will we get any drops, please? That would be nice. What GPU you're using now? I have a... hold on. RX. L8 GB. This one. That's the one I'm using now. I needed something budget the last time I upgraded my GPU to a newer one. One that could support at least 4 or at least 3 monitors. This one can support 4 monitors. Even though I'm not using 4, I could be using 4 actually. I have a small 32-inch television right above my setup. Come on, virtual green screen, thank you. Which I could hook up to the GPU and use it as a 4th monitor. Which doesn't actually sound too bad of an idea. Because then I could basically have all the chats up on the television. And I could adjust the placement of the webcam so that it would look like I'm speaking right into the webcam as I'm reading chat. And that in itself would give sort of the effect that I'm actually speaking directly to you when I'm actually looking right into the webcam and sort of reading chat at the same time, you know. Ideas are very much brewing, yes. It doesn't really matter too much that the green screen is flickering. It's not a secret that I have Pokemon plushes. Those are the same Pokemon plushes I have in the background when I'm making Pokepack Fridays. As well as I have tools in this room as well as my scooter. Where's the bin? Dad, I haven't been anywhere. Hehe. But yeah, the next order I make to the electronics store will be a very, very expensive one. Because it will include, ideally, a new M2 SSD, new headphones, because this one is like this. Then the Switch 2, obviously, because Pokemon. And what else was I thinking? At least those 3 things. Oh yes, and the freaking RTX card. I think Nvidia just announced their RTX 5050, which is supposed... Oh no. Which is supposed to be budget card, probably 250 to 300. No idea where they will end up in EU, but might be enough for streaming RS. Switch 2, obviously. Yes. If they really are going to releasing an RTX in that budget range, I just might go for that. So that we don't have a flickering green screen effect going on all the time. Because it catches my attention all the time when it happens. And it is really annoying. Because it's just in the right angle. That it's almost in the peripheral, but not really. It really messes up with my focus here. The ancient Egyptian word for cat was mau, which means to see. It was a U seed, obviously. That's why it doesn't show up anywhere. Seedicide ate it. Come on. A spec and a bone. Why is that not active? Poison and darkness are also things that could be active. But for some reason it's not. Let's have one of these. For Valentine's Day I decided to get my wife some beads for an abacus. It's the little things that count. White berries. Let's have another one. Why not? Why do bananas have to put on sunscreen before they go to the beach? Because they might peel. More prayer points and spec and one. Talking about beaches, the beach is back today. Oh yes! I was there before the stream. Got myself 6 Royal Battleship kits. I don't remember who it was who was asking about the Royal Battleships. Or if it was just somebody over the last DXP in the fort who was asking about them. But there you go, you can get them from the beach. How do you get a baby alien to sleep? You rocket. What do you give a sickly lemon? Lemonade. Spec, please. Huh. Not then. I didn't want a 100% hit chance anyway. Who needs that? Hello, very kind man. Thank you for the follow. Really much appreciate that. Welcome to my channel. You are able to use follower-only emotes now. There are 3, actually, that can be used as such. How's your day been? I hope it's been good. Are you in game now? Doing anything particular? Ah, teak planks. Current log is at 24 shields, 15 elixirs. And we've had 1 shield this hour alone. There we go, and spec, of course. By the way, Matthias, have you tried the Masterwork Mage armors yet? That's also something that's come as new from the last time you were here. Queue up the spec while we wait for the next spawn. There we go. Now just playing on the iron these days. Will be some time until I get that point. Alright. The Friday of the week when they came out, so like about 2 weeks ago on the Friday, I made those armors and took them for a spin on stream to Sanctum and Nex. Also Zuck. I wasn't able to do any of those bosses, but I did way better than I thought I would have. Especially considering that I've been using Necro for all of the time when Necro's been out. So I'm not really in the sort of groove of it when it comes to other combat styles. I mainly just collect them just to have the best in slot things. But I absolutely like the ability to use them to their full extent. Considering hopping on the main for a bit to chill on the dunghole. No, absolutely do that. It's free dungeoneering experience without needing to do anything but to click every once in a while. I myself am at 122 million dungeoneering experience, with a little bit of a bonus experience there, but it's nothing much there. There, spec, and one. Remember the guy talking about feeding with gnomes AFK with Oblivious and being healed by the bank? I do remember that. I do remember that, and I also saw that they patched it in the patch notes. Why are oranges the smartest fruit? Because they are made to concentrate. There's actually enough people now. So Here. This guy raided me yesterday, and this is my shout out to him. Scraggy here is a nice person and a good streamer. Raided him a couple of times myself. Anyway, I grinded out 99 feeding so I could AFK gather god grape seeds. Got 99 literally 5 minutes before they patched the thieving method. Oh boy. I'm so sorry for you. But then again, it was an exploit. And according to Jagger's small little terms of service, exploiting is the same as cheating. So you can't really do anything about it. Just be happy that they didn't ban you. Yeah, I'm not that mad laughing my ass off when I read the patch notes though. Right? Right? I can put myself in those shoes and having just grinded out the good levels just to read that I was a little bit too late. That is actually something that would actually happen to me though, if we're really honest. Because something similar has happened many a time before to me. We are down at the last 10 minutes of this boss instance. Afterwards, there's gonna be a 60-second ad break during which I gear for another hour, and then we're doing another hour of Corp. Let's actually investigate this effigy while we're at it. Well, I got almost entirely done. Ow. Let's have one of these. When's a door not a door? When it's ajar. Plasmatites. Yeah. Reservoir doing its work. A cat's eyesight is both better and worse than humans. It's better because cats can see in much dimmer light and they have wider peripheral view. It's worse because they don't see color as well as humans do. Scientists believe grass appears red to cats. Well, that's an obvious no, because cats don't have red color receptors in their eyes. They cannot see red at all. What they see is shades of brown with red. Green Dragon hides. Commissar, Commissar, the troops are revolting, Commissar. Well, you're pretty repulsive yourself. Dad jokes for days. Let's have another one. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle? Tire. Drops. Ah, mystic staff. Yeah. Disassembly. A powerful components. Alright. This one. Hunter. There we go. Let's have some divination experience, why not? Just in time for the next spawn even. The spear isn't dyeable, right? Augmented, well, obviously augmented, but Masterwork Spear of Annihilation. I don't think it's dyeable. Masterwork weapons usually aren't. Don't think I have ever seen a dyed spear. That's the thing I'm thinking about too. It would be awesome if they would be, but I also didn't buy the spear for anything else than grinding corporeal beast. So once I'm done with it, I might as well just sell it. What do you call a guy lying on your doorstep? Matt. Also, if you dye a weapon, you can't sell it anyway, so there's obviously that. Phasmatite. Stone spirits. Two and a half minutes remain on this instance. Afterwards, I will be re-gearing for another hour while I play ads for you people. Then we do another hour. And this time I need to remember to refill my flask. Even though there's enough doses for another hour, but still. It is a pain always to come here in the beginning of the live stream and be like, oh right, I have completely forgotten to take this little thing with me that I absolutely need. How are we looking on the melee experience? 21983. That's a 2000 experience difference on the two skills. That's nice. I will keep myself at that. No. Ah, come on. I walked it off. That's on me. Smack. Drops. Desert goat one. Very well. We still have one more kill during this instance. Queuing up the spec. There we go. Spec and warm. Best combo. There's a happy hour going on at the beach right now. So if you are at maximum temperature, you can go there and skill for another hour now. Hello Osiris, thank you for following the channel. Really much appreciate that. How's your day been? Right, that's the hour of Corp done right for now. I will be re-gearing for another hour of Corporeal Beast while I play ads for you. I'll be back with you in a very short amount of time. There's the reservoir. And prism. Yes, we will reset that. Right then, we should be all back now. Reactivate vampirism. Overload on these sticks. Use up the thing. Activate the other thing. Darkness, weapon poison. A private. Start. Put up the coil. Actually, last hour was the first one I've had without a single cannonballs drop, now that I think about it. Such blasphemy. Also, there was no onyx bolts that hour either. Gotta switch to that, they heard you talking about it. Or they looked at what you wrote in chat, because you also said switch to, obviously, and took that as gospel on what kind of ad to show you. Either that, or they really have just clocked in that I'm doing gaming content. No, it's never my fault. Obviously, it's never your fault. You're such a Goldilocks person anyways. Why is the new Kindle screen texture to look like paper? Do you feel right at home? Okay, prayer points. Actually spec it this time. There we go. 100% hit chance. It's always good. No one there, and no one here either. I'll take those diamonds. Let's activate the toys. Ancient Elven Ritual Shard and Enhanced Excalibur. Free heals and free prayer points. When do doctors get angry? When they run out of patients. Yes. I would too, because that would just mean that I'm out of work. Any droppers? No runes. Let's have one of these. Is it fun this time? Right-handed people live on the average 9 years longer than left-handed people. Well, fun is a relative word when asking for a fun fact. many a times the fact is more macabre and dark rather than fun. This is just a very fun fact indeed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all you lefties out there. Cats spend nearly a third of their waking hours cleaning themselves. They are very cleanly creatures. Recently I uploaded a photo on the channel's Discord. A photo of my girlfriend's cat that was very angry at the washing machine yesterday. It was really concentrating on one spot with the airplane ears and everything. Right as the washing machine was doing centrifuging, which is when it gets the absolute loudest. Conversely, I spend 2/3 of my waking hours making a mess. Only 2/3. Well, I guess it's a somewhat descriptive number, at least. I guess some of that time has to go to actually reorganizing your mess at least trying to. Let's see, is it fun this time? Most American car horns honk in the key of F. F's in chat for all the American car horns. Oh, that. Language is a thing that tongues are able to perform flawlessly each and every time. Ducklings, like other waterfowl, learn to communicate with each other in the eggs and try to hatch at the same time. Oh, I haven't specced him yet. Just in time to spec him right at the end of the kill. Those are rune bolts. Huh. Let's activate the potion reservoir. Here we go. Queue up the spec this time, though. Here we go. And everything right from the start. That's good stuff. A jiffy is a unit of time for 1/100th of a second. Now you know. Be there in a jiffy. That is topped up. Spec is in the chamber, ready to fire. There we go. Let's have another of these. In every episode of Seinfeld, there is a Superman somewhere. Huh. Never watched Seinfeld, but I'll take your word for it. Sound alert. $1,750 Corp kills. Nah, this must be a fake. It sounds like it should be fake. Like If they actually did it, it's absolute serious dedication to a kit that might be just unseen by everybody. But then again, there are some very petty people in the universe, or rather, Earth at least. So at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if there actually is. But also fill me with a sense of awe if there actually is. There we go. Form and spec. Largest breed of cat is the ragdoll, with males weighing at 15-20 pounds. The heaviest domestic cat on record was a neutered male tabby named Himi from Queensland, Australia, who weighed 46 pounds, 15 ounces. Obviously, because 5 and 7 is the same number. Looked it up, not even close to all episodes referencing Superman. I'll take your word for it because I'm not I'm not googling that. If it said something equally bogus about Star Trek, then I would have had added a new scene on the OBS with the browser source for Firefox and everything. Like, hey, now we shall Google it all together. But wasn't Star Trek. It was some other series named Seinfeld that I've not seen a single episode of. And even though I'm a Star Trek fan, I cannot stand the original series of Star Trek. I was like 10 minutes into the pilot episode of the original series and decided this is not for me at all. I can't deal with the 60s style of making a TV series. It's pretty good, it's kinda old, but it holds up pretty well for it. A sitcom. Okay. Maybe at some point I will check it out. More bolts. Hey! Onyx bolts. Finally we're making a little bit of money. Corp, you have a lot more bolts to drop and a lot more cannonballs to drop to make up for the last hour. Unless of course you decide to drop double sigils on this skill without either of them being dupes. Come on, Corp. Americans can switch from pounds to kilograms overnight. That would cause mass confusion. I can't switch. Ah, and now I understand what's the actual dad joke part about it. I was a little late to the party there, but I got there. I, for a fact, got there. Bunnies? Apollo 8 astronauts were the first to celebrate Christmas in space. Okay, that is a relatively fun fact actually. Teak planks. Nice. Oh, I need inventory space, obviously. Queue up the spec. Anyway, gonna go over and say hi to Crystal just for a minute and then going for a walk. Have fun at Corp. I hope you get all the drops. Hey, I am very happy that you showed up. It's been a nice time chatting with you again. Say hi to Crystal for me and have a nice walk. Stay safe. And I'll see you again. Oh, she just went. Oh, well. That's just it then. I'll see you again. Goodbye. Let's have one of these then. Is it fun? 101 Dalmatians, Peter Pan Lady and the Tramp and Mulan are the only Disney cartoons where both parents are present and don't die throughout the movie. Very true. With the Peter Pan actually. Yes. Lady and the Tramp I've never seen, and Mulan I have seen halfly. Many cats love having their forehead gently stroked. That is very true. And very true for my cats as well. They love that. Okay, we need more inventory space to take this and disassemble it. No biggie there. Another fun fact. The name of the girl on the Statue of Liberty is Mother of Exiles. Is it on the Statue of Liberty or is it the Statue of Liberty? Or posing in the Statue of Liberty? That's what I want to know. But then again, Soundless is just a bot that can't actually respond in any other way than it's been previously coded as. I cut my finger cutting cheese. I know it may be a cheesy story, but I feel great now. Come on, Corp. Schedule time, please. No, just some uncut times. We still have poison and darkness. That's good. Queue up the spec for the next spawn. There we go. Hey Dad, did you get a haircut? No, I got all of them cut. Good deeps would be nice to have. And a good RNG would be nice to have as well. We have nobody on the TikTok side there. In fact, the golden arches of the fast food chain McDonald's is more recognized worldwide than the religious cross of Christianity. Wow. That's a flex and a half for McDonald's, if any. If anything. More prayer points need to be added. And obviously I didn't fill the flask. But it's alright. There's enough doses for the entire hour. Go up the spec. Let's get that sigil then. Arcane and Divine. Yes. Those are the ones we need. Those are the ones you're gonna drop for us. On this skill. Let's see it. Huh. Didn't get a sigil, but I did get a treasure hunter key. Was it not... Why do I have it somehow in me that they were gonna do the experiment of shutting down treasure hunter this week? I know it was in the beginning of July, and it is 30th of June right now. But yeah, for some reason I have a clear mental image of a memory that they should have, that they would have had in mind to cut off treasure hunter today. They haven't. As in, I'm very much able to access it yet. Let's put that away for now. Queue up the spec and Woln. Long muscular hind legs enable snow leopards to leap 7 times their own body length in a single bound. Ducks can move each eye independently, and they store information on the opposite sides of their brain. Welp. Green dragon hides. Jagex fixed the exec. Yeah, they did, absolutely. It's all in the patch notes. They did fix the exec. Some bosses didn't have a transitioning between phases for the rival effect that buffs your DPS. And now it transitions just fine between phases. How about we take a little sip of that? So our prayer doesn't go or turn off rather. We can also activate these for some 3 heals. Okay, darkness is about to expire. So is poison. Just refresh those. And we're rocking and rolling again. Spec and Volm. Why are oranges the smartest fruits? Because they're made to concentrate. Yes. There we go. Drops. I haven't touched stone spirits, obviously. It is what we get. Each and every time. Specs in the chamber. Let's go. Right there. How many levels is my spear anyways? 18. And then I've ground nothing but Corp with it. That's a few kills of Corp. What's the easiest boss to farm for GP for a bond? Easiest boss? Well, that's subjective. Because I would say that Raziel is very easy. But then again, I have best in slot necromancy armor and perks. And I'm very familiar with the fight because I have the entire log. And Raziel in itself is very repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again. And you can get very good kill times, like a minute and a half is typically what I get. A minute and a half to 2 minutes per kill. Which would make about 22 kills an hour. Averagely. But Raziel is also notorious for being very dry for like 10 hours straight. And then giving you like 3 drops back to back to back on the 11th hour. And then going 5 hours dry again and then giving you 2. And so forth. That's the general consensus on how Raziel and dropping drops work with him. But if you want consistent GP, that is good GP and actually fun to do, then Elite Dungeon 1. Full runs. Because Seiryu drops a lot of scales many a times. Seiryu can also drop very low amount of scales many a times, but all in all, Seiryu drops a nice amount of scales, which translates to a lot of money. If you can do 4 runs an hour of Seiryu or ED1, then you're absolutely good to do Seiryu rather than Raziel. But getting actual 4 runs of ED1 per hour takes a bit more time to practice than Raziel would do. Let's see, what others do we have? Ambassador? No, that's not easy. Araxi is another actual easy boss with necromancy. And Araxi has been a very generous boss for me. No, that's the wrong one. Araxi. This is my Araxi collection. 13 completed legs, 4 fangs, 1 eye, 2 webs. And those are what you make into noxious weapons in just 1300 kills. So that's like 1 completed leg every 100 kills. Those leg pieces are supposed to be 1 in 40 really. So I'm a little spoon there, but the fight itself with Araxi is, well, the only thing that's time gated there is phase 1, when you have to burn down the web. But after that, the actual fight is very straightforward. And after 50 kills you should already be quite acquainted with how the kill goes on each path. So that's an easy boss to actually make some money with. Because you are not only making money through the noxious weapons in the end, but you're also getting normal loots in the form of Cerebrus, which you can sell off for a nice chunk of change. And with Necro, the enrage mechanic for Araxor is minuscule. I myself would say that farming Araxor at 300% is more interesting than farming Araxor at 100%. Or rather 0%. Like, you get bored at 0% Araxor with Necro. But at 180% about to 200 and 300, that's when it really starts to ramp up on the not boring part. What other easy ones do we have? Well, Corp is obviously easy. And if you do actually get cannonball drops and onyx bolt drops, then you're making money. But let's be real. The onyx bolts are going into the auto alchor, so it will take time for you to actually see the real profits from it. And the cannonballs are just something you're gonna use yourself anyways. So there's not much real profit there. Back to the thing. Barrows Brothers. No. They're easy, but they're not. I wouldn't grind a bond for that on them. Rise of the Six. That's actually an interesting one because Rise of the Six is not easy if you're solo, but it is very easy if you're duoing. At least duoing. Then it becomes very easy to do Rise of the Six. And you do make a quite nice amount of profit with the malevolent energies. And you do get like a couple of those malevolent energies per run. And there we have more onyx bolts. But then again, they go into the auto alchor. Dozag, no. Blackstone Dragon, no. That's ED2. Chaos Elemental doesn't really drop much profitable things. Not as much as you would like to. Commander Zilliana, no. Croesus. If you don't want to do combat, Croesus can be very profitable if you get a lot of big pages. Because big pages are going for at least 8.5 million each. So if you go on a public servers and do Croesus for a couple of kills, you can turn some nice profit from just the normal loots. If you do get lucky with a hammer or other skilling offhand, You'll make a lot of money. And Croesus is relatively easy. Dragon of Kings are very easy, and the rings they drop are very high value, in exception for Warrior's rings. So the Archer's ring, Berserker's ring, and Seer's ring, if you get those drops, you're making a lot of money. But there are hours when you're not getting a single ring, in which case your money from the boss comes from Dragon of Bone drops and the hide drops. And I'm not getting a single thing at all. Well, I have Toad Flax Seeds, but I don't count that. What else? We were on DKs. Gate of Elidness. That's another very easy one to do. It's very boring, but if you get a memory dowser like I did, that sells for over 700 million right now. So in terms of effort and complexity, that's very easy money. Then obviously Elite Dungeon, no, not Elite Dungeon, Bard Wars Dungeon 2 like Gregorovic and such bosses. They are good money if you get the drops from them. Then what else? Haraken, no. Helver, no. Hermod, no. Kelphite King is an interesting one because if you're good at PvM, you can solo him no problem. But he is not an easy boss to solo. So that's a definite no on the easy part. But if you do get Drygors, they can sell for like 20 to 30 mil each. KK. Kerapak the Bound, normal mode. We're still pre-loot nerf, so that's still quite alright for money making. And that's very easy to do as well. King Black Dragon, absolutely no. 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 Nakatra is not easy. It is super high profit if you get shards, but it is not easy. Nyx is absolutely one that can give you a lot of nice profit per hour if you can do it fast enough, those kills. Or even then, if you're not doing them too fast enough, you're even then making good profit on just the normal loots. But with the recent Masterwork armor updates, Nyx has become very good profit with Virtus drops as well as the Torva drops. If you get Pernix drops, I would keep them until they come out with Masterwork ranged armor, because obviously they will be adding Pernix essences to the recipe for Masterwork ranged armors, and they may or may not become best in slot like Masterwork Mage is right now. And I know that's a little bit iffy to say that Masterwork Mage is best in slot, because obviously many videos from other content creators tell that Elite Tectonics plus Masterwork Magic. Boots and hands are best in slot. So a mixed match. But I own both pairs of armors. I'm not really a major. So my word isn't as good as somebody else's who is actually maging mainly. What else? But yeah, next is good amount of profit for each kill. If you're able to do Raksha, then yes, that's also good money. Seiryu, that's ED1, that's really good money. I have 100 solo kills. And I've already had 1700 scales at $1 million each. That's 1.7 bill. Seiryu, we were at Seiryu. Solak, that's not solo. Telos is obviously good if you can do it at high enrages. But you want it easy, so Telos is not the thing. Vindicta and Gorovec, sure, if you get lances and such, then yes. It is easy, but not that profitable by the normal loots. Warcraft can be very profitable if you get lucky with the loot chests. And that's quite about it then. Uh-oh. Use that and that. Activate that. Refresh the whole thing. Actually spec it. And boom. But yeah. My personal recommendation for easy money would be either ED1 or Raziel as a surefire ways to actually make a huge amount of profit in a... Well, with Raziel you need a little bit of luck to actually make a huge amount of profit. But even the normal kills with Raziel, many of his drops are like 500 to 600,000 GP each drop. Given that you are not actually just getting mementos or such things. And Seiryu drops the scales many a times in large numbers. So those two would be easy money, really. Now that I think of it, I could just make a small little stream series of me grinding out like 20 bonds in ED1 and purchase my premium membership for a year onwards with those bonds. That would be like 2 bill, and it would make me a bit curious of how long would it actually take me to do that. Come on. Rune bolts. Let's queue up the spec once more. Wool and spec. Clan member really doesn't like Croesus, it seems. They needed 100 kill count for something. They got it. And now they're announcing that they're not posting any more masses for Croesus throughout the entire year. Let's see, is this fun? If the population of China walked past you in a single file, the line would never end because of the rate of repopulation. It's an interesting one for sure. That's a lot of tuna potato. I'll take the food, thank you. Very gladly. Uh-oh. Blessed Flask has less than 10 do- oh well, 10 doses remaining exact. About 37% of American homes today have at least one cat. Female ducks and ducklings have plain plumage with dark feathers that form a pattern on their head and eyes. This helps to camouflage their eyes, which could be seen by predators or pecked at by other ducks. Another spec. Another kill. Come on, Sigil. Current log at 25 shields. Oh yes. Still haven't had any cannonball drops though. Yesterday I had like 4. Which was 3 inside of 1 hour. And 1 on the second. Staves. Alright. Funny please. Shakespeare is quoted 33,150 times in the Oxford English Dictionary. That is a fun fact, actually. Spec. Let's get that 100% hit chance. Why do pirates not know the alphabet? They always get stuck at C. Mystic Air Staff. Queuing up the spec. Did we jackets above the wardrobe from sheeps? Huh. Not that I know of. But I don't know everything. Let's do that and that. We are in the last 10 minutes of this live stream and boss instance. Well, boss instance and live stream in that order. If you like the stream, please consider dropping a follow on the channels, join the Discord for easy notifications on whenever I go live, and so forth. Oh, that's the wrong thing. This is the right thing. The wall. More phasmatite stone spirits. Queue up the spec for the next spawn. Thank you. Hello. $1793 kill count. Well, we'll get to 1,800 quite soon then. First cannonball drop in 2 hours. Well, Corp still pays for the cannon usage here. Luckily. Since cats are so good at hiding illness, even a single instance of a symptom should be taken very seriously. True. A horse can look forward with one eye and back with the other eye. Okay, that's not it. What's brown and sounds like a bell? Dung. How about some drop snow? Please. That would be absolutely nice. Would be peak content. Nah. Just fire staves. Five minutes left on this instance and stream. Please log ration on these last few minutes. Toad flax seeds. Feels like I should be start to farm them at some point. Harlequin ducks nest in rocky crevices along streams and dive to the bottom of the roaring river to feed on invertebrates. When they're done, they walk upstream. Sip of that. Oh, and activate the toys actually. Now that I remember. Droppers. Happy face. Desert goat horn. That was the first one of those during this hour. Okay. Is it fun? Dr. Kellogg introduced Kellogg's cornflakes in hopes that it would reduce masturbation. That is true, actually. That is very true. He believed that the source of all lust in people came from exotic spices. So he introduced the most bland source of food he could ever imagine to counteract that. But we know better these days. That didn't really help there. Next spawn and such. A quick shout out to all the sidewalks out there. Thanks for keeping me off the streets. What does a pirate pay for his corn? A buccaneer. Big blank. A 1,800 corporeal beast kills there. We've come a long way. We're almost at the 50% mark of the average kill count for people who have completed the corporeal beast log. On average. It's about 4,000. At least according to Google AI. According to a post on Reddit. A minute and a half left. We'll get 2 more kills before this hour is over, marking the end of this live stream as well. And that person. Reindeer like to eat bananas. Okay, that's something new. New for me. Come on. Okay. Let's see. Do we still get one more? I hope so. Ancient Egyptian family members shaved their eyebrows in mourning when their family cat died. And no, we did not get another one of them kills. Which just means this is the end of the live stream. Thanks to everybody who's been watching. Please follow the channels listed in the link tree. Join the Discord for easy updates on whenever I go live. It's time to find someone to raid here on the Twitch side of things. Let's find someone. Someone nice and cozy. Ah, I'm Guju. He's been raiding me and him forth for many a times. Say hi to him from me, he's really nice. I'll be live again tomorrow. Thanks and bye bye.